think about the technical advancements during that period in the, I can't say this word right here, Baha'u'llah. That's some fucking
Bhagavad Gita.
Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, remember I just told you that the wars was talked about in there.
Okay, the Bhagavad Gita, Purana. We description of, huh?
It was a story from Patanjali was talking to Arjuna.
Hey, who is Maya? Maya. That's that chick in the blue, right? That blue chick.
No, Maya means illusions.
I know Maya means illusion. I'm saying that's one of the chick's name that was fighting in the war. The blue chick. That's one of her names, Maya.
Oh, might be.
Yeah, like the chick that was fighting, that was chopped. Because remember, you broke down a story. You said, "Look at this chick, and she got blue like this chick right here." Hold on, I'm gonna keep this screen. Let me do it like this right here. Because this right here ties in too with what you're saying, and you had already broke this lady down on another tape right here.
You talking about in the Great Wall?
No, not in the Great Wall. I'm gonna show you. It was a chick that had somebody had these heads chopped off.
Oh, that's Kali Ma.
Yeah, that's see one of the names that they call her in one of the lanes. I think Baba said it in the book. It was Maya, and that's where it ties right here. This her right here.
Mm-hmm.
With the head chopped off. You said that she was a good being, right?
Don't that look like Enlil in her head in her hand?
Yeah.
When you see these sisters in this imagery, right? These was the warrior women that was fighting on the ground during the Vimanas Wars. They was the fierce women warriors that they be talking about. The Dahomey, the Amazon, you know where Diana from? Right?
Yeah. Go ahead, Diana. What's up?
Diana is supposed to be Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Right. So all of these different women, you know, you see Kali Ma like this. You see Sekhmet in the Rage. You see some of the daughters like this, Maya. All of them were actual people that fought. And those four arms show you her methods.
Okay.
Right. Now, if you look around her neck, she got a ring of skulls around her neck.
Yeah. All the men kings she conquered, huh?
Right. So that means taking heads. She been taking heads.
Yeah.
Now, what else you got in her hand?
She got some incense fire. Like
that's a cauldron.
A head chopper. She got an eye, like something to open in her own.
Right, because right there's a chakra in your hand. So she telling you that her power to take his is in the magic, the sword, and in the personal power of her intuitive self.
She got a lot of gold on too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because all of that gold, that's the Oshun colors. And the daughters are okay, so it's 12 daughters of Isis.
Yeah.
Isis make 13. Where do those numbers come in at again? The 12 sons of Jacob.
Yeah.
And Jacob make 13.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And what was Jacob's daughter name?
I don't remember. Was it? No, I'm thinking about Canaan daughter. What's his daughter name?
Diana.
Yeah, Diana. That's my mama middle name, Diana.
So that's why the 13th tribe is not mentioned, because it's the mother's line that they conceal.
Oh shit! So you just gave me another piece. My mama middle name Diana.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie Diana Williams.
Now let's pull up the description for the Gita.
All right,
G-I-T.
Hold on, let me get it. All right, say it again.
G-I-T-A. That's all you gotta write. It's gonna pop up in the Okay, we want the description of what it's about.
So they look like the Hindu crown, look like the Pope crown.
Go to the main page, see if we can find out what it's about.
The Gita, often referred to as the Gita, is a 700 verse Hindu script that is part of the epic Mahabharata.
Mahabharata.
Yeah, dated to the second half of the first millennium BCE, and is typical of the Hindu synthetics. It is considered to be one of the holy scriptures for Hinduism.
I want to see, they're just talking about the book. I want to tell you what's in the book.
Okay, what does it mean? It says, this is so small, I can't even. Either the Sanskrit word meaning songs, singing, chants, or praise.
No. You're reading the titles, the descriptions of the titles. I'm trying to get what's inside the book. So we got to do a book.
That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Content of the book. Let's see. It's a whole religion. They got the book right here. This is the book right here, chapter 1 through. I'm trying to see. Let's see.
It should be on the introduction.
Yeah, introduction. Let's hit them. Man, I can't read this shit. It's
too little for me to read.
Okay, let me blow it up.
I think it's right click and the arrow will be in there.
Let me see. Nah, this shit right here it is like the names. I first offer my respect. Hold on, let me see if I can find this part about what the book is about. There are two ways of acquiring knowledge. The first is the ascension process, in which the utility of our senses, minds, and intelligence to explore, discover, and conclude about the nature of truth. The second is the dissension process, where we simply receive the knowledge from a proper source. The ascension process of gaining knowledge and inherited prone to defect since our sense, mind, and intelligence are made from.
No, that's not telling you what the book about. That's not helping.
Yeah, that's how I know. I was just reading to see if it was going to go into that part. Really, this intro part is just talking about his life and the dude.
Yeah, that's the guy that's translated telling his glory stories.
Yeah,
they always got to tell you a glory story at the beginning of the book.
Yeah, to make you believe God, some God, power, something or something like that. Yeah. Okay,
but so what we doing? The purpose of showing these texts, right? Is to show the people where to look to find the story pieces to put them together, because they scattered everywhere. That's how they scattered the language. They scattered all of the knowledge as well. So when we become well read, we know where everything is because we read it already. Right. So this was the purpose of even knowing what this book was about. We can show them the cover again, and we can move on from here.
All right.
So I'm gonna do a little synopsis of what we just went over. And this is just showing y'all that these ancient wars was already fought thousands of years ago that put us in the state of darkness under light lock by the Galactic Council. And we had to make sure that everybody had the equal opportunity to ascend, whether they ascend or not, or become a personal option, as opposed to somebody else sacrificing you to keep you from ascending. So nobody is supposed to interfere in the free will universe with your rights of ascension. So Yaku had to come over here and get a drop of blood for his grafted devils. And his grafted devils ain't necessarily pink. Some of them motherfuckers look like us, but they ain't us. Right? So we see that they do the rape thing from Enlil himself. Right? So we know where that comes from. Remember, they say, the book is say, you are not of my father, you are your father. He was a liar from the beginning, and there was no truth in him. Right? So who told the first lie? When they told him, don't eat from this tree.
Right.
That's the first lie on record. The day you eat from this tree, you're going to die. The day they ate from that tree, they were still living. Now, the church tell you some bullshit, and this is the rhetoric the church tell you, all in Adam died. That's not what they told Adam. They say the day you eat from that tree, that very day, it specifically say that, you shall die. Right?
Yeah.
So they lied to him, told him he was going to die if he ate from the tree. And then who's the first snitch? Adam.
Right.
Right? So he the first snitch on record because he told on his woman. He wasn't even no rider for his old lady.
Right.
Right? So who is it that Adam was? Adam was a Ghouls.
Okay.
You want to look up a Ghouls?
Yeah. Why you spell it?
GHULAM. You see, right? They got a dude kissing the girl right there. It's written on there. It's written on the second one too, at the top. That right there is an ancient Chaldean creation. Now, notice I said Chaldean. They talk about this in the Holy Sephira, and they teach them how to make Ghouls in the Babylonian money magic. And the purpose of a Ghouls was to do their dirty work without them being caught. The Ghouls was the abhorrent man, the man that was unlike all of the rest of the men. Right? So this is what they made. You activate the Ghouls by incantations to the third eye.
Yeah, okay. I see it. Right, I see it right here. You doing it right there, the sign.
Once you do the incantation on the third eye, the Ghouls has become a sentient being temporarily. He's artificial intelligence being programmed. The chip that you put in the programming, they show you on the Jews with the box on their forehead. The box on the forehead represents the program, the computer program. And the computer program go back to the black box. Where's the black box at?
Yeah, where's the black box?
Mecca.
Inside of the airplane.
It's Mecca.
Oh yeah, that's right. The Kaaba.
The Kaaba.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Right, and on the Kaaba is the black stone. Right, and the black stone is the peace stone.
Go ahead.
And the peace stones is the pussy stone, and the pussy stone is Mama's pearl.
Yeah, Mama's pearl. Go ahead.
Right. So Mama Pearl let down your curls was saying, look for a hair flip from Mama's pearl. It was a coded message from Michael Jackson when he was a shorty. You remember the song? Mama's pearl, let down your curls. Won't you give my love a whirl? Show you what you've been missing. Goody girl, let down your curls. Won't you give my love a whirl? Show you what you've been missing. You remember that?
I probably ain't old enough for that one.
Yeah, that was when he was a shorty. Mama's pearl, one of his biggest songs. Right.
Yeah.
So he was flipping codes in most of his music. Who was writing the music for Motown?
Tahuti?
Smokey.
Yeah, Tahuti.
Watch this. Smokey Robinson is the highest Hayoka chief on the land. All of his music is masterfully written to get a message to the future by catching the groove down a groove line. The groove line is going to tell you that there's a temptation. The temptation is going to tell you there's a papa who was a rolling stone. The rolling stone had to first be hewn from a mountain. And once it's hewn from the mountain, it rolls downhill.
Keep going.
Once it rolls downhill, it strikes the kingdom of iron and clay. The kingdom of iron and clay was the final empire of the Babylonian Empire. What do the iron and clay represent?
Go ahead. Iron and clay.
What's the symbol for iron? Fe, right?
Yeah.
And the symbol for clay is, or another name for clay is mud, right?
Okay, go ahead.
So mud is female. on the homonyms.
That's right. Go ahead.
Right. So the in order to bring the sisters back to prominence, because what Elijah said, a nation can't do what? A nation can rise no higher than its women, right?
Yeah. Man, you just man, can I say something right quick?
Yep.
You know, man, you just made some that the shit you just said about the iron and shit. You know, I used to wonder why my grandma and them and all the women, they always eating ice. And then I found out that they iron, some of them women iron below. And then I figured out that when you go to these doctors or whatever, and you ask them to check their iron, they say, "Oh, we don't check iron." And iron, Dr. Sabi said that most people or the women they deficiency in iron. They immune and iron is for your immune system, and it helps your red blood cells carry oxygen to your different organs. So, do you think that all that plays a part in why we not winning right now? Or why we about to start winning though? But
no, this shit over with, dog. We done won like a motherfucker.
We done won like a motherfucker.
We showing the people how we won.
Yeah, go ahead. Hey, fair and square, right? Fair and square.
Right. So once you expose the devil to the public, I just showed y'all who Emil was.
Go ahead.
Right. Now, if you can look him up, if you go to YouTube, you can look up Maitreya appears in Africa.
Okay.
And that's how you will find the video showing him walking around, and you can listen to the story of the bullshit he running.
Right there, right in Africa.
Yeah. Yep.
You mean pull it up right now?
You want to?
Hell yeah. Let's get this
pull
nigga.
That shit up.
Let's get this nigga right now, man.
When I seen the drop bomb, I thought you was pulling it up.
Let's get this nigga right now, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. Well, wait. We guys can't sleep on this. Hold up. Let's get this nigga, man. I want to hear what this nigga said. I want you to break this nigga down. Hold up. What'd you say the nigga name was, man?
Maitreya. Matreya. In Africa. They was clean and leave it alone. Now, if somebody found out it was in their family, they were supposed to address it publicly. That matter that was done in Brooklyn where the boy got robbed for the Rap-A-Lot chain came out of my clique, and we ain't know nothing about it. You know, but it's straight now. We took care of that. You know, that's how they were supposed to handle it. Whereas that's why he said we have to get an understanding. He ain't threatened nobody. He didn't say nobody did anything other than whatever is going on up there, those I respect, and he hashtagged them all. But none of them was supposed to openly and publicly respond if they following the code of the street. They was just supposed to go check their camps. Individuals check their camps. Now, their response was, if anything, at most, a phone call to James Prince, hey, this is my son, the general, my camp clean, baby, I'll holler at you later. That's the end of the conversation. It wasn't supposed to be a whole drug out thing. And these reporters, by forcing people like Fat Joe to make a verbal response by continuously asking them about it, is putting his life in danger. It's not putting his life in danger from Jay Prince. It's putting his life in danger from OGs from his area. Because they already know the rules, and they're going by the rules. And this is how we end up in this situation, which is going to take me to the young Pharaoh situation next. Because if we follow the rules, we won't have these issues. And people always got something to say about somebody else's business without really understanding what it is that they're addressing. So the street rules become imperative to understand in social media and investigative reporting. Because you're not supposed to ask people from the street about street things so you can put it out in the public domain and get somebody hurt. So y'all got to understand this. You can seriously have a person's life snatched from them by putting the wrong stuff on social media and putting the wrong stuff in an investigative report in a documentary. Now, I did a video a couple months ago, about a month and a half ago, about Tupac. I had to take the video down because it put somebody's life in danger. And later on, once I was able to know that that person was secured, I was given permission to put it back up. So I posted it back up with an explanation. Then, so what did young Pharaoh do to prompt me to give this address? Now, I hope somebody tagged him on the video that I was going to be coming on here because I want him to see this. I am very, very proud of young Pharaoh to begin with for his courage and for his determination to deliver what he perceived as the truth against all odds, because he don't even understand the odds he's facing when he's addressing certain issue, or he have the courage to withstand the backlash of those odds. And his delivery style remind me of me when I was his age. You know, it's raw, it's untempered, and it's also lack the depth that his elders around him should be feeding him, unless they surface dwellers. Because when you surface dwelling, you can't get to the bottom of anything. And so young Pharaoh did 2 speeches. The first one, he said that Farrakhan was clout chasing at the Nipsey Hussle send-off ceremony. He don't know what he's talking about, because he do not understand that this is bigger than that. Ceremony was more than just what you would call in modern America a funeral. That wasn't just a funeral. And I'm not going to go too much into that right now because I touched on it in the Tupac video. The second thing that young Pharaoh did was a documentary that came out a day or two ago called Malcolm X Revenge. Now, I'm going to tell everybody after I talk to the ministers in the nation the real deal about what happened with Malcolm. But before I can go public with that, I absolutely have to tell Fruit members first. Now, mind you, I'm not in the Nation of Islam as a standing member. I study their doctrine, but I'm not a member of the Nation of Islam. I have been called to the ranks of the righteous, so I have to address anything that can cause us a setback in the transition of power from what we were to what we are about to become. And so, why would I address young Pharaoh? It's because I like young Pharaoh. I genuinely like the brother, and I like the methods, and I got a lot of research that I would like to share with him in order to make sure that he walked flawlessly along his path, because he got the skills to pay the bills. He know how to deliver the information, but he's not getting depth information. He's getting the surface dwelling, divide and conquer information. He's not getting the unity doctrine. Whoever his elders are, they need to go back to the drawing board, because if they knew how to read the signs and they knew what they're supposed to be doing, then they would be teaching him the unity doctrine. They would know if they was truly raised in past masters as they claim to be. They would know. And they would not be sending Pharaoh out here to attack